He is a former all-conference tight end in high school, former Milwaukee Brewer great, and now a Hall of Famer, CC Sabathia. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
What kind of tight end were you? Like, who did you pattern your game after in high school?
I was not a blocking tight end. I was more of I need at least 3 balls thrown my way a half before I can, start blocking. My motto was no rock, no block. No rock, no block.
Did you think about playing in college?
I did. I really wanted to play football. That was my first love. I really enjoyed playing football. But I know, like, my body type. As soon as I would have got to college, they would have turned me into an offensive tackle right away. So, hopefully it would have paid off. But yeah, I would have loved to been able to have a chance to go to college, play football.
How many pairs of pants do you have from your playing days? I'd love to get a pair of those pants.
Man, you know what? I honestly probably have a couple pairs. They put a few in my locker when I go back for spring training now, just for fun. I can get both legs in one leg now.
But what made you go to those large, baggy pants?
You know what? It was just me wanting to, like, represent myself. It was the hat being tilted sideways. When I first came up, the pants had to be super tight. Like, everybody wore the uniform super small and super tight, and they had the elastic at the bottom. And once I got a little older and a little established in the league, I was like, I want to kind of represent how I want to look on the field. And it was the back with the big jerseys, and everybody was wearing the throwback. So I adopted the big pants. I tilted my hat to the side. I wore my jersey was always, my sleeves were always a lot longer than everybody else's. And it was just kind of my style. And there's a funny story about that. One time, Russell Branyan, when I was in Cleveland, wore my pants in Kansas City, and George Brett came down and, like, lit him up. Told him he looked like a clown, all this stuff. He was making the game look bad and all these different things. It was hilarious. But yeah, I have a few pairs. I can send you some.
What about the hat, though? When you wore the hat to the side, what kind of reaction did you get?
Early in my career, not a good reaction. Obviously, as you know how the big leagues are with the unwritten rules and, just being a young guy. I was 20 years old in that clubhouse when I first came up. So I was the youngest guy. The next oldest guy on that team was, 26, 27. So it was even hard to, for guys to relate to me. So, it was just my thing. It was, me wearing my hat way to the side and going to grab the ball with my hand from the third baseman after every out was just kind of two of those things that I wanted to be mine, and I was able to carry that for, through my career for 19 years.
Okay, but just tilting your hat to the side, was that something that your boys did? Like guys you hung around with?
Socially? Well, no, you know what? So when I was in high school, my high school coach, he would get on me about the way I wore my hat because scouts would show up at the field so early. So they would watch. I would always have my hat on backwards or, propped up on my head and, just walking to the park. So he would always get on me about, the way I looked, the way I, represented myself walking, with scouts walking around. So after I got drafted and, I felt like I was established, I was like, I'm wearing my hat however I want to wear it.
Well, it's like Ken Griffey Jr. when he had his hat backwards. Oh, the baseball purists, like, you're disrespecting the game.
Yeah, no, it's just a thing that, and other guys started adopting, Fernando Rodney came up. He was wearing his hat to the side. Dontrell Willis came up. We're from the same, area. We've been knowing each other forever. He was wearing his hat to the side. So it became a thing. And I'm glad I stuck with it, honestly.
He's CC Sabathia, freshly minted Hall of Famer. Where were you when you got the call?
I was here. I was home. We had a bunch of people over, and Baseball Hall of Fame is, it's a tricky thing. You don't know if you're going to get that call or not. So we had a big party last night, and it could have been, a big party where it could have been, made for good TV or, it made for, a good celebration last night. But, I wanted everybody around, whether I got the call or not last night. It's just special being on the ballot. I know how hard it is to get into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Being just a sports fan in general and understanding sports. So it was a special moment for us.
Did you cry?
I haven't yet. I see different things and I get on the verge of crying and then somebody texts me or somebody calls. I've been so busy, with planning and we driving up to Cooperstown in an hour and all these different things. I think I haven't had a chance to really sit down and process it yet.
What's it mean though to go in first ballot?
It means, it means a lot. I mean, and like I just said, understanding, baseball hall and understanding just the Hall of Fame in general. Um, I don't think 10 years ago, I don't think I'd go in as a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think, the way the writers have looked at the game and, the way the game has changed, has allowed me to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, which is awesome to me. And now I look at, myself and somebody like, Justin Verlander, Max Scherzer, Greinke, we're kind of starters, we're a dying breed, so, I feel like, all those guys I just named to go in first ballot too.
And Kershaw as well, but you're
Kershaw too, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but you're talking about that you had 38 career complete games. Guys won't come close to that. And then pitching and have 3,000 strikeouts and 250, it's almost like the running back, where we got to the point where we devalued the running back. Now, the running back came back, but the analytics has changed everything. And I don't know how analytics may have helped you be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I think there'll be a lot more guys with, 150 wins and 3,000 strikeouts. If you think, I think there'll be a lot more guys, because if you look at it, the guys strike out 250 guys a year now, or, so getting close to 300 strikeouts a year, just because, hitters don't care about striking out. So I think we'll get guys with 3,000 strikeouts. I think it'll be harder to get guys to 200 wins. And as far as analytics for me, I think they helped. And, I think they helped me get into the Hall of Fame, obviously, like I said, because of, the dying breed of starters. But while I was playing, it was hard to, transition to, this world of analytics and, trying to understand that they want you to just throw your best pitch over and over and over again, where, I understand you need to set up, hitters to be able to, trick them with your best pitch. So, it was tough at the end of my career, trying to pitch with analytics, but being out of the game and understanding analytics, I understand, there's a need for it in the game.
How did you do against Ichiro?
Well, you know what? I honestly don't know. I bet you Ichiro has a good career batting average against me. Somebody told me last night that he was my 1,000th strikeout though, so that's pretty cool. But I got a cool story. 2006. I was struggling, trying to figure out. I needed a put out pitch, so we were trying to figure out. I was trying to, learn how to throw a cutter. Carl Willis and I went down to the bullpen in Oakland, and he showed me a grip of how he threw his cutter. And I came out of that bullpen with like an 82, 83 mile an hour slider that I started throwing. And I was like, oh, this thing is nasty. I can't wait till my next start. We go from Oakland to Seattle. Next time I get into a game, I take it out there, and the first time I throw it in the game, Ichiro hit it off the window. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, no, it's just Ichi. Like, it's good. Because I'm getting outs with it. I'm getting strikes with it. I'm like, no, it's good. He comes up the next time, he hits it out again.
Who was the guy, though, that you could never figure out?
Man, it was a bunch, but I think Evan Longoria was a guy that I'll be standing on the mound, I'll be like, man, I'm just throwing that, bro. I got nothing for you. But him, Manny Ramirez, Miguel Cabrera, just those quiet right-handed hitters that see the strike zone well.
Who's going to help you with your speech?
I think everybody's going to help me with my speech. Anybody that knows me, I hate standing up in front of people and, kind of public speaking. So I'm gonna pull inspiration from everybody, but I want to make sure I get it right. I want to make sure, I name the right people and give people their just due, because it wasn't just me, the reason why, I'm going to Cooperstown.
As a Yankee.
Hopefully as a Yankee. Yes. As a Yankee.
Should the ballot be made public? The writers, one person didn't vote for Ichiro.
You know what? I don't think so. I don't like, worrying about who didn't vote for who. It's, he's in the Hall of Fame now. So what difference does it make? We spend so much time, worried about the negative and, why he didn't vote for Ichiro. But let's talk about the 395 votes he did get. And, him going to Cooperstown because he's well deserving of it. So, it's just something that, in baseball, we all worry about. In the other sports, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter what percent of the vote you get. Once you go in, you're in. So, it kind of is what it is.
Best player you played with in your career was who?
A-Rod.
Wow, that was quick.
Oh, yeah.
Why?
I'll give Robbie Alomar a close second.
Really?
Yeah.
So what was it about A-Rod that you'd take him over everybody else?
Obviously just the talent that, 6'3", third baseman, shortstop at the time, when I was coming up, but third baseman at the time when I played with him. But his baseball IQ. His IQ is off the charts. The way he watches the game, the way you sit next to him on the bench and, he'd be like, oh, we need to hit and run here, or oh, we need to double steal, or oh, this team is going to do this. He watches the game at a different level than we all watch the game. And, having a chance to play with him and have him at third base, there'd be times when, a guy would be coming up and he'd be like, hey, throw a changeup right here. This guy's swinging first pitch. Or, this guy, he may be taken right here. So he would be, just watching the game and the IQ and obviously putting the talent with that. He was the best player that I've ever got a chance to be up close to.
Did you ever get to socialize with Jeter?
Oh, yeah. I'm really close with Jeter. He was actually just calling me right now.
Oh, he is? Yeah, he's upset that you said A-Rod over Jeter. But did you go out in New York? Like, what was it like when Jeter was out?
It's always a lot of fun to go out with Jeet and hang out with Jeet because he takes all the attention. So, like, I can just kind of, like, hang out and slide in and nobody's going to ask you for autographs or pictures or anything, and you just kind of ride his coattails. So, he was always really cool. As soon as I got here to New York, that first spring training, me, him, Posada, all the guys, we got really close. And I think that was the reason why we were able to win right away.
But you didn't sit there and go, who's Jeter dating now? Like, who's like his lineup card at Yankee Stadium?
Oh, nah, that had nothing to do with me.
But as an innocent bystander, you had to be like, that looks like, that's a famous act. Jeter's definitely going to be calling you now. Hey, congratulations. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to emote. You cry, we're right there with you.
I appreciate it. Thank you, DP.
All right. That's CC Sabathia. Now, if he cries, I'm going to say that he's crying for me, just because that's what you do, because I cry all the time. Hall of Famer, CC Sabathia, 250 win. When he was with Milwaukee, I think he was there for 17 games, 3 months. He had 17 starts. I think he might have been 11-2 or something.
He was
11-2, and like eight complete games. Something like that, 7 complete games. They used him. They knew they weren't going to keep him. It's like, hey, you're a rental. We're going to use you until you go to the Yankees. Yes, Paulie?
Yeah, Cleveland traded him in the middle of the season in 2008. He joins Milwaukee, 17 starts, 11-2, 1.65 ERA, 7 complete games, 3 shutouts. He averaged 8 innings a start.
Yeah. Those days are long gone. Long gone.